So when we're here, we've got to lift up, that we're lifting up, and can we find this area? Can we fill it out? Doesn't mean to say that we do this. That's not the action. We've got to see we energize and lift and open those fibers, and then releasing the arms down. So this will give you that really nice center of direction eventually. Practice your Tadasana when you understand those lateral poses. They're really key for back difficulties. They rebalance the back, but also by rebalancing the back, we rebalance our energy. Our next pose is going to be Ardha Chandrasana. Now I know some of you struggle with this, but get your brick and then see that you are facing the brick and coming into this action. So you can see here that I'm in this action, pressing the foot against the wall. And again, I've got this real problem of this stiffness in my back body. So I want to see that actually I make that space. I've got to lengthen all the way through towards the chest muscles, and then use this touch of the heel to really ignite front body to back body, and then extending the arm up, being in this position. Really finding that connection with Ardha Chandrasana, pulling up the kneecap and thigh. So the wall really does help you to understand good alignment. So it's good to stay there for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute even. So if you're repeating this sequence, then do have your timer on and time yourself in these positions. All right, so we're going to come for the other side now. So extending and reaching. One side will be better than the other. Extending, using that point of the heel to get that length and lift, and looking towards the palm. Keeping this standing leg really pulling up nicely. So the muscles pull up, but the bones really extend down. So getting that top hip lifted. And then releasing. Okay, well done. Lifting up through the center of the body. So now we're going to come for a slightly different direction. Now I would advise that you put your chair to the wall for this one, but actually I'm going to show sideways on. So I'm going to see that actually I get this lift up here. You can see this action. So this action, now I'm getting this lift and I'm showing you in this way because this really does help a lot of students who have got difficulty in coming into energizing that area. You may want to change the chair position. So once you've done onto the back of the chair, you may want to extend in this way. You can see here. And then get that same connection. Can you get the same connection? I really love using the height personally. It really gives you that connection of where you need to be, all of that lift. But be sure that you're safe with your chair and it is maybe nearest to a wall, or you feel happy that you can ground the chair down into the floor, whatever is working for you. All right, well done. Okay, so Ardha Chandrasana. All right, so I'm going to place my bricks forward. So let's move this out the way so you can see. And maybe that you need to have some support of the wall if you need it, but this is where I'm going with this. So you want to see that you reach as far as you can in this way. Can you see? So the chair is extending right into the creases of the thighs, and I'm in this position. So you can feel if the chair is going to give a little bit, but you want to release onto the chair so that you start to get some opening in the groin area here. And this will hold you in really good stead for our next actions. Okay, and then release them. And coming up, standing in a good Tadasana. Soft inhalation and exhalation. Okay, well done. All right, so you can see that I've got my props all organized here for Savasana. Now, as I've said before, if you're not coming into Savasana, Viparita Karani, up the wall, or you can come for Viparita Karani on the chair, which I can show you in a moment. So let's get you started for the Halasana action. Now, what I'm going to come for here is a chair. You need a chair that you can take your legs onto. So if you haven't got a throughway in the back of the chair, turn your chair sideways, no problem. We always used to have to work this way when we had the bucket seats in the halls. So I've got a support here. You can put cushions, and I've got my foundation for my Savasana. So just have a look here. When I come into the Halasana, I want to see that the chair comes quite close. So the chair comes for the thighs. So you're in this position like this. So you walk yourself over. So you are actually on the top of the shoulders. And then you just release in your Halasana. Okay, so some of you will get started on that. Those of you a bit confused about the Viparita Karani, let me just show you what I mean by on the chair. So what you'll do is to see that you have a slightly different setup here. So it will be so that you can wrap these in a mat. So you can wrap your foam pads in a mat or use a bolster. So I'm being a bit lazy here. I'm not wrapping mine in a mat, but they are better if they are wrapped. And then you come for your Savasana. So, and you slide down. So let me just show you this action. All right, so I don't need those there. I want the chair. All right, so this is what you will do. So those of you who are not coming into this because there's difficulty in some way or other, then this is Viparita Karani on the chair. So we say that it's a chair Savasana, but actually it's a chair Viparita Karani. So there's that option, or there is taking your legs up the wall. Whatever you feel is appropriate for you at this moment in time. So whichever version you're practicing, it gives you a really nice opportunity to just rest in whichever pose you're practicing. So be aware of your breath. It gives you a great opportunity to become more aware of what's going on organically. So nice soft breaths, and just let yourself be supported. So it's a beautiful way to work in these inversions in a passive way. So if you are practicing your Halasana, be sure that you have space. You're on the top of the shoulders, the abdomen is working towards the spine. If you're in Viparita Karani, just let the groins completely release towards the spine side. and soft inhalation and exhalation. So be mindful of that. So like with all of these pre-recorded videos, particularly the more restorative practices, then you can stay in these poses for as long as you wish to. So there's no hard and fast rules on this. You can just let the video play or rewind it, whatever you want to do. If you know you're coming into this and you've seen the video, then you know to pause it at this point if you want to stay in these poses for a little bit longer. All right, so those of you who are coming out of this pose now and you're following the video at the video's pace, then do come out slowly and just rest for a moment or two. Okay, so just have a look at the screen. Now, I'm coming into this very open pose, which is like Ardha Chandrasana, but you can see it's a very modified version because I'm not sitting on the foot. Now, if it's difficult, and I know some of the students in this class find it really challenging to get this knee bending action, just keep this leg straight, no problem. So let me show you from a sideway view. When you come into this, I'm on the edge of a bolster. You can do a couple of layers of foam pads if you wish to. Let's move those out the way. So you're in this position. So we're coming into more twisting, but this is very much an open twist. So you might be able to, those of you who've got a bit of a knee issue, you might even be able to get that far. Maybe. If you can get that far, then it's a challenging job, this one. It really is a challenging job. Otherwise, you can straighten. Those of you who are able to tuck this leg a little bit further, this is slightly easier actually to have the foot in this position rather than more of that vertical position. So wherever you are with your hips, your pelvis, your knees. So you can see here that I'm going to come into the twist. Oh boy, it's such a strong one, this one. So you want to see that you get this turn in action. And the beauty of this is that the bolster or the foam pads will help you to get that leverage in this way. So it's quite a strong one. You may need to practice this several times, or just hold here and get this action. If that's too strong, you can just see that you're in this position. You can still hold on to the back support, or you can go for this one, which is a lot more intense. Okay, so have a go at that one, and once you're done, then come to the other side. So I'm just having a mat crisis here. All right, so then come to the other side. Bringing the leg closer to you and getting this turn in action. So it may be really a challenge to get this arm up and over in this way because the back muscles. Just have a go, see where you are with this. Are you able to hook it even if it's a real challenge? Those of you who've got your legs straight, this is still a challenge in this way. So just do what you can with that. See if you can get the benefit of the back support as a nice leverage for these twisting actions. So they work so well. And then sit in Tadasana. Sit in Tadasana. Pull your kneecaps towards the thighs really up into the roots and lifting up. Soft inhale and exhale. So what we're going to come to now is Supta Padangusthasana. So always a good one. Now, if you're still finding that you need more grounding on this lower leg, you can press it to a wall. That's a really nice way of working. So when we're in this position, we want to get that softness again. We know through extension we can get that length through the side waist. So go on extending as much as you can, all those legs away, so you get that idea of extension, pulling up the kneecaps and the thighs. And then releasing the arms down. So we're going to now take up with the right leg, extending up. So wherever you extend your leg to, but remember when you're using the belt, and I want you to use the belt, I want you to see that you're pushing right up into the belt. So there's a long extension. And see that you push your toes up to the ceiling. Now it's not a foot action we usually use, but I want you to see that you extend so you get a connection with the calf. You may find that you get a bit of cramp, and then turn the foot, how we classically practice with the ball of the foot lifted. So it's in this neutral position. And actually having the belt just beneath the ball of the foot really helps with this action. Those of you who can, keep that action. Now remember the chair in Ardha Chandrasana, you want to see that that chair extends into the root of the thigh. So you have to imagine that imprint now. Imagine that imprint as you bring the leg a little bit closer to you, any amount, and then release it. Okay, straighten your legs again. Okay, before you put, I know some of you are racing ahead on the second side, but now just take your time with this. Elongate the legs again. See that if you're working against the wall, that you're opening the soles of the feet, and then bring the leg. Place the belt around and extend up. So it's always good to go to the belt every now and again. So extending up through the ball of the foot, and then again that funny action that we're not used to. See that you take the tips of the toes right up, so you expand and open the front of the ankle, any amount. And then have the belt just underneath the ball of the foot and press up, so more familiar with this action. Be sure that we get that understanding and imprint of the chair in that Ardha Chandrasana, and see that you get this nice action. Just relax the whole of the lower back area. Bend the elbows, still keep that connection with the leg nice and straight. It's the root of the thigh that really needs to understand that imprint. Be there for a few moments. Bring the leg to you a little bit, even if it's edging it slightly. And then releasing, and again reaching those feet away from you, extending the arms up, lengthening through the center of the body. Just take a couple of deeper, longer inhalations, softening the abdomen. Okay, and now slowly releasing. How nice is that? All right, so we're coming to, or towards the end of this sequencing now. So we're going to have a chair for this. So have yourself a chair, and I'm going to place a blanket there. Now have a foam pad underneath the back of the pelvis, and make sure you've got plenty of space around you so you're not knocking into the props. And just placing the feet, the lower leg onto the support for your chair shavasana. Now I'm going to talk you through this chair shavasana, so don't leave it out. Please do come for this action because it's just such a nice action. Now, if your legs don't go onto the chair because you've got a back to the chair, there's no through road, then turn your chair around so that you're just using the seat of the chair. Let your abdomen completely release and soften. Okay, so whilst you're getting into that position, be mindful that you're coming in to this position to continue your therapy practice. And in this pose, we learn the breath. So quite often in India we would practice the breathing exercises in a chair shavasana. It's a really nice position to be in because the belly is soft. So when the abdomen softens, it softens the solar plexus. So as some of you will know, it's the emotional mind area. So just let the whole body just settle down. Let it settle down. Soft, slow inhalation, soft, slow exhalation. So be mindful that you are letting go. This is your opportunity to learn what it's like to release some of the tensions in the body, but also to relieve the mind of thought. Now, this is the hugely challenging job. We have to see that we focus inwardly, and to do that takes a little bit of practice. One of the best ways to get the focus a little bit deeper is to either focus between the eyebrows or focus to the tip of the nose. So because the abdomen is soft, you haven't got to hold it up like you would do in a seated pranayama or seated observation. Then see that you are letting the breath just wash through the body. As you inhale, let that inhalation be your energy for the exhalation of working through to the abdomen. So let the exhalation release back into the body. Just let the whole body completely let go. So be practicing this way of breathing. It will hold you in good stead for deeper practices. I'm going to leave you in your shavasana now, so I hope you enjoyed your restorative class this week, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Namaste.